Never pre-order your games. Wait, is that even a hot take? The GTA 6 leaks look great for a game in pre-alpha. Shut up and wait for it to be released first before we judge the game. Yes, Rockstar will eventually release it because everyone likes money. If GTA 5 has lasted this long, GTA 6 will probably last even longer. Knights of the Old Republic has not aged well. Yes, the story is great, however the mechanics and gameplay are absolute trash and make me want to throw up every time I play it. I hope the remake gets rid of that entire system completely, or if they want to keep it, make it better somehow, I don't know. Just fix the system. Terraria is a fantastic video game and everyone should play it. 6v6 in Overwatch 1 is better than 5v5 in Overwatch 2. The removal of a tank slot meant that everyone needed to be buffed either damage or healing wise to keep up, meaning that Blizzard just gave themselves homework and also marked it when they were done. Yes, it's new, but is it really better when everyone except the tank dies so easily? Star Wars New Republic is a good MMO. It's fun being a Jedi or a Sith, and there's plenty of story and gameplay to go around for any class. I think it gets a bad rap because of its recycled content, but then again, Blizzard literally released WoW again without any expansions and were praised for it, so I don't know what gamers want anymore. I have not played any FromSoft games and I don't plan on it. I get the mechanics and the point of the game, it's just not for me. I've tried to play Dark Souls 1 and 3 and I just couldn't make it to the second boss. The feeling of having the higher difficulty sort of turns me away from the game because I can't play it casually and I need to invest a serious amount of time to get good. Speaking of FromSoft games, they basically release the same game every single time and no one cares or says anything except praise them. Elden Ring is probably going to get Game of the Year, but we give COD slack for the same thing. Pick a side. Fall Guys should have had a longer shelf life but had an awful release date against Among Us and never stood a chance. With it going free to play this year, more people should check it out, it's pretty fun. Overwatch 1 was better and more fun than Overwatch 2. You're only having fun with Overwatch 2 now because it's new and no one knows how to play the game properly yet. Towards the end of Overwatch 1's lifespan, I had some of the best games I've ever played in that game, because everyone knew what they were doing, they knew what their role was, and they could all play it well. Sadly, I don't think I'm going to get that with Overwatch 2. VR was a fad that has now passed. On a side note, I seriously don't understand Marky Mark's play into the metaverse, it just makes no sense to me. Assassin's Creed Origins was a good change of pace for the series. I doubted it at first, yeah, but the new RPG style they brought in was really good. However, it's still Ubisoft and their attention to the details of the map they create is lacking. Nothing this big can be this good. And their innovation comes at a price of a decade-long wait between advances in the series, so to the 4 people who are still playing Assassin's Creed, have fun waiting. It's okay to like spreadsheet games. That's not really a hot take, I just put it there for validation. Age of Empires 4 released and was forgotten within a week. I think League of Legends players are just built different. I have no idea how anyone can sit there for an hour only to lose and do it all over again. Same for Dota players. Y'all invest way too much time into those games. But I think that's a little hypocritical coming from me actually. We shouldn't be praising studios for releasing a broken game day one, then patching it over the next year. Their game should be finished upon release. None of this roadmap stuff. Oh, we've got a plan to release content over the next year to keep you interested. You paid for the game and they're going to give it to you in installments over the next few months? I didn't know I just signed up for a phone plan, I want the whole game now. Oh man, I didn't know how many I had of these are good. Valheim needs more content. I've played this game for over 60 hours and there's nothing left to do. Stop patching your game and give me content. It is crazy that a game can release and go to the top of the Steam charts within the first week of playing, and then no one touches it afterwards. I think the lack of content is a giant contributor as to why. Speaking of content, if a game releases in alpha or beta, there should be some repercussions to the game if it is then dropped by the developer and no further updates are given. I might have just paid $10 for a demo. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game is too fast-paced and hard for new players to get into. For anyone that's starting in 2022, they have an absolute backlog of cards they need to learn and understand in order to actually catch up to the meta. Gaming media needs to take a step back and stop thinking that every single game is the greatest game to ever be created. It is okay to score something less than a 9 IGN, I'm sure gamers can take it. From a gameplay perspective, Pokemon releases the same game every single year and people still buy them all. Now, I'm not judging, I've been doing the same, but it's a trend that I've noticed and one that I'm trying to stop doing. Also, I hate the term PokeTuber, it makes me cringe so bad every time I hear it. I don't know how sports games make so much money every single year when I've never seen anyone play them. Catch co-op is dying and I think the removal of Halo's split-screen co-op helped that. Speaking of that, 343 Industries killed Halo.
Master Chief is human, He's not a machine. He's not a set of armor with a big weapon. He's a human with resilience.
He's not just a man, he's the Master Chief! Not every game needs to be open world. It's okay to have levels and smaller rooms. I don't want to spend the next 100 hours collecting every single item on the map. It's cool to see a map filled with this much stuff, but looking at it gives me a heart attack. Mount and Blade Warband is an underrated video game. The new LEGO Star Wars game is just the same gameplay loop across all its planets, and it doesn't get better. This game was also highly praised when it first came out, but looking back on my time 100%ing it, I don't think I was having fun. I think I was just doing mindless mission after mission to help people I've never heard of in the Star Wars universe for an extra point or two towards percentage. If Wizards of the Coast doesn't split from Hasbro, they're probably going to implode and break their own game with power creep and too many exclusives. It's already happening, we're just ignoring it for some reason. Splatoon needs to come to PC or console. It looks incredibly fun and would have a much longer lifespan if I could play it on PC. Speaking of which, Nintendo needs to move into the 21st century and stop making all of their games Nintendo exclusives. They'd make so much more money, have a bigger target audience and reach, and their games would have longer lifespans because of it. It baffles me why they stick to their own platform so vehemently. But if Nintendo breaches out to PC or console, then we'll have more PokeTubers, so I don't know, maybe they should just stick to their own console.